Welcome to our channel. We are good to know. Dana White has been called the MMA kingpin and the best businessman of the year in sports for getting the UFC back on its feet. Amassing millions of dollars and recently been praised for keeping the sport going even with the coronavirus pandemic, his net worth has been increasing. Back in 2019, it was already worth $500 million. That's definitely worth the title of the kingpin if you ask us. Now here are the top 10 jaw-dropping purchases Dana White spent his millions on that you'll never believe. Number 10. He's buying a massive private island for the UFC. All sport industries are having a major issue due to COVID-19. How would they conduct their games with the pandemic ongoing all around the globe? The kingpin thought of a solution: just buy a whole private island. Now if it sounded like a film or TV show plot for you, it's not. On April 18, 2020 the UFC president announced that they lost half of their venues and they are now planning to buy an island and rent a private plane to transport the fighters to fight there every week for the next 2 months. Now, that's millionaire thinking for you and a heart of a true president. Number 9. He bought a crazy fast Ferrari F430. This might not be too shocking, but after making the $4 billion UFC deal back then, a video posted by the YouTube channel UFC Club on January 17, but was taken at June 2015, it was shown that Dana drove a Ferrari to a party that he went to. The price of Ferraris back then were around $225,000. You got to admit, you will buy one too if you own a $7 billion business in sports, and mind you, this is just the first of many. Number 8. He imported tons of snow to fill his driveway during Christmas. Christmas on 2013 was the time that Dana felt so blessed that in December he imported snow and filled his driveway in Las Vegas with it. Just for the heck of it. Not sure how he made out of his driveway with all that snow with multitude of sports cars he has. Christmas was really the time of giving for Dana back then, and a time to really give to his driveway. Number 7. He spent $69,000 for Japanese katanas. An episode of Pawn Stars taped Dana haggling and purchasing a genuine and restored Japanese katanas from the known shop owners. 2 of them were purchased for $60,000 and the last one, which was owned by a samurai warlord, was purchased for $9,000. It's great that Dana was able to act as if he couldn't buy the entire store and the items in it. So much for vanities. Number 6. He loves donating to charities. Dana also has a heart for giving. He donated $50,000 for a liver transplant in 2010 for Tuptum Jatnoolium, the daughter of one of the instructors for Tiger Muay Thai, which was ripped out in a fight. Also, White also donated $100,000 in 2011 to his former high school for renovations. Number 5. He bought his own ticket to the Mayweather and McGregor fight. This might be taken in a different perspective, but this also shows how humble the UFC president is. Due to ticketing issues, he had to buy his own ticket for the fight even though he can just walk inside and grab himself a seat and a beer. Number 4. He offered a low $25 million to Mayweather to box with McGregor. Back then when Mayweather and the McGregor feud was hot, Dana did offer a 50-50 cut for both fighters, which Mayweather laughed off, saying that Dana was a comedian. The last time I made $25 million, actually I made more, but the last time I made $25 million was 10 years ago. I'm not bragging or boasting, I'm just telling the truth, Mayweather said. I'm appreciative and thankful. $25 million is still great money, so how much did the fighters really agreed on? ESPN's Dan Rafael reported Mayweather earned at least $100 million from the fight and possibly collected more than $200 million once the live gate and pay-per-view buys were counted. McGregor received at least $30 million, with Rafael writing, his take is likely to exceed $100 million. Premium fighters mean premium fights and premium paychecks. Number 3. He owned a boxing apparel brand with Mayweather. This one made the headlines some time ago when Mayweather said that Dana carried his bags back when he was starting his career as a boxing trainer at the Mayweather gym. Mayweather even wore the patch of White's boxing apparel, Bull and Beacer, on his first 4 fights as a pro, having turned professional in the wake of a bronze medal performance at the 1996 Olympics in Atlanta. Definitely humble beginnings for the soon-to-be UFC president back then. Number 2. He bought the UFC in cash. Now buying the UFC was a fortune back when Dana and his business partners Lorenzo and Frank Fertitta bought it in 2001, they purchased the UFC for $2 million. It might be a huge dollar amount back then, but guess what? How much the sport grew in their hands. Reportedly on 2019, the UFC is now valued at $7 billion. Dana admitted it's not an overnight success since the sport was known for its violence and wasn't that popular back then. This was the start of his success, the rise of his net worth to millions and for the number 1 spot. Finally. What you have been waiting for. Drum roll please. Number 1. Dane is banned from several Las Vegas casinos. The game of blackjack is Dana's favorite to gamble in. Not only does he love it, he is good at it. He was banned at the Palms, a casino in Vegas, for winning at least $1 million by first management, saying they had enough. When new ownership arrived at the Palms, Dana returned with their permission and eventually won again for $2 million. It was an obvious backfire on the new heads. Of course Dana got banned again because of his blackjack skills. Though as compensation for his ego, they gave him a championship belt for the undisputed champion of blackjack at the Palms. We are not sure how much he spent on gambling, but we are positive it wasn't just a couple $100. Did the video shock you? Do you want to know more facts about well-known people? Feel free to leave comments and share with us who else we can do. Thank you. We are good to know. And don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell notified for weekly videos like this.